Yeah, that's that's how it is with this Heart of Invictus. I urge you not to watch it. I will give you what's going on here, what is really going on here. It should have never been called the Heart of Invictus. It should have been called Harry trying to grift or lazy effing grifter. You know, Bill Simmons really pegged them. He really, really did. It's a shame that the Invictus Foundations allowed their veterans to be used and exploited this way. And this is going to line the pockets of some of the biggest executives, highest executives of Invictus Foundations. It's not really going to go to the veterans, which is a terrible shame. The exploitation. I am pretty sure right now that those veterans or the people in there who thought that the Heart of Invictus was actually going to be about the Heart of Invictus are looking at that and saying, what? What?
He says he felt helpless when Meghan Markle, pregnant with their first child, threatened to commit suicide shortly before attending a royal event.
The thing that stopped her from seeing it through was how unfair it would be on me. After everything that had happened to my mum, and to now be put in a position of losing another woman in my life, with a baby inside of her, our baby.
I wonder if Harry is trying to censor the internet or scrub everything because, you know, the internet pretty much is forever, although they have managed to scrub a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Meghan is the most manipulative bitch there is. And I've seen quite a few. But she's certainly among the top 5, I would say. Here you just heard Harry talking how he couldn't get his own wife mental health. In spite of the fact that he was one of the key patrons of Heads Together. Yes. He was one of, and I mean, what does it say for him? Even Princess Diana, when she was very young, very, very young at the beginning of her marriage, she admits that she went back to London after the honeymoon and she got herself a doctor to help her out. So here we have Meghan telling this idiot of a ginger, and basically, it's like, you know, when you fall down and you have this wound, and Meghan is just going like, I'm going to go into this one. I'm going to go into this one because I'm going to rub it in and I'm going to make you go, ow, 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 ow. How much of an idiot is Harry? You truly have to wonder. And the reason why I said Harry wishes the internet wasn't forever. Ay, Harry, Dios mío. Ay, Dios mío, Harry. Ay, Harry. I think Harry is really an imbecile. How Prince Harry credited brother William in 2017 for persuading him to seek therapy for his mother's death after returning from Afghanistan, despite telling new Netflix show his mental health was never discussed and no one around me helped. Ouch. Ay, yes, the internet is forever. Prince Harry has claimed he had no support network after returning from serving in Afghanistan, despite previously saying his brother had helped him seek therapy after he came home. The Duke of Sussex said no one around me really could help, as he struggled after coming back from the war in an interview on his new Netflix series, Heart of Invictus, which was released today. However, I love this. However, in a 2017 interview, the father of two said that Prince William and others close to him had insisted he get help to try deal with his mental health after coming very close to a complete breakdown on numerous occasions. I mean, it's actually quite horrible when you think about this, the public lies that this man keeps telling and making it worse for himself. It is actually quite appalling if you think about it. And also, it's also appalling for the military, because the military actually, I did an interview with Matt, the Angry Bootnik, and I suggest you please go and subscribe to his channel, where he disclosed that they're, and the army, they have, you know, mental health people there. They actually give you mental health checks. And Harry, I mean, we know that he probably doesn't know that because his aide helped him pass Sandhurst test in order for him to get into the military. So maybe that's why he doesn't know, and because he always used private therapists, because of course he could afford them. But I mean, isn't it incredible that he says this, especially after he did all these events with Heads Together and he publicly credited his brother and Catherine? It must burn Meghan's ass, isn't it? Yeah. According to him, it was Prince William who urged him to go and get therapy. It was Prince William, his brother.
The biggest struggle for me was the people that no one around me really could help. I didn't have that support structure, that network, or that expert advice to identify what was actually going on with me.
What? I say it again. What? Nobody helped him? Nobody helped you, Harry? Really? You didn't have that support? Neither you nor your wife? She had you. Where were you for your wife? But let's get into Invictus games. If you're liking what you're going to see, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And do go to my merch. I have new merch, so please go for it. But let's get into this Invictus. This, you know, Harry, this shouldn't be called the heart of Invictus. This should be called me, Harry, me, wow. That's what it should be called.
Change it, it ain't going to bring her back. And when you start thinking like that, it can be really damaging. And you always said to me, you said, you know, you've got to sit down and think about those memories. But for me, it was like, don't want to think about it.
Yeah, but it's, I think, what must happen with us and must happen with others as well is that you have to prioritise, you know, prioritise your mental health. Yeah. You have to say to yourself at some point, because it's very easy to run away from.
It's 5 episodes. These 5 episodes could have been done in one documentary for 90 minutes of less, and it would have been very impactful, and it would have been powerful. Instead, you get 5 episodes of 45 minutes. Out of the 45 minutes, Harry spends about a good 25 to 30 minutes interrupting, giving patronizing speeches, comparing the real struggle of each story of each veteran to his, and how he is much worse. Yeah. One of the most privileged men, entitled, arrogant men in the world. Basically, every 5 minutes, you get a speech from Harry, condescending speech from Harry. If you remove all of Harry's speeches, you get a 90-minute or less documentary, which would have been actually powerful. But of course, this is not about Invictus. This is not about the veterans. This is about Harry using these veterans to say to the entire world, I am just as damaged as they are. He's using and exploiting the real injuries, physical, mental, emotional, of these veterans for exploitation. And people are afraid to call this for what it is, a big flop. It's a big flop because it rolls on and on and on and on. And I mean, why was Meghan there at all with that awful red dress? Isn't the first episode, I think minute 16, you see that awful, awful red dress pop by. And here they're talking about resilience and services in the blood. Really, Harry? Not really. You bolted. Meghan only managed to do 72 engagements. She didn't have any struggles with the royal family. Her only struggles were that her lies were being exposed, which the family couldn't do anything about it. Had she not lied so much, then probably the royal family would have been able to help her, but she kept just lying and putting another layer and layer. Like, she likes the word layer. This is why I'm using the word layer. So she kept using the word layer. She kept layering another lie on top of another one to try to get out of the other one, the previous lie she had given. So yes, the red dress makes an appearance. Why is Meghan even there talking about resilience and word salad? And yes, guys, I kid you not. I kid you not. It's all about Harry and Meghan, their struggles. And the worst part of it all is that there's this story about Ukrainian lady. And right at the heart, I think it's episode 4 or something like that, right at the heart, when, you know, you are actually engrossed in this lady's plight, up pops Meghan with that Princess Diana shirt and pants, giving a speech about word salad, about resilience and stuff like that. Something this woman knows nothing about. The only resilience this woman knows is yachting. That's her resilience. Her resilience is going through men to get to where she is. But they cut it right when you're actually engrossed in the lady, and they do this on purpose, so you immediately will think of Meghan Markle when you hear that story of a Ukrainian lady and Meghan Markle giving that patronizing word salady speech. The most embarrassing thing I have ever seen. And you know what? I think I know what they were going for. I think I know what they were going for.
Why heads together and why mental health?
It was your idea.
It was your idea.
It's a common thread, wasn't it? Mental health sort of seemed to run between all the different areas that we were working in. So whether it's homelessness and the military with yourself and addiction with me and bereavement, there was a sort of underlying thread, wasn't there, of mental health. And this idea that I suppose all of us coming together to find a common theme and to show people how to have those, what we're calling sort of simple conversations and starting those conversations, which is often the hardest bit, really.
As you said, it's like almost like a form of medicine.
That's what they were going for. Heads together. That's how it's done. And this is why I'm telling you that Harry wishes, especially Meghan wishes, because we see here, oh my God, the joy of it all, that Harry and William are crediting Catherine to doing the mental health campaign, of which Harry was a key participant in. Lord behold, it must really burn Meghan Markle's hairy black ass, or white ass, whatever you want to call it, that Catherine was the key integral to get Harry and William together in mental health and other issues. It must really burn her. This is why they're trying to erase it. This is why I'm posting these things here, because the internet doesn't forget Harry. Now you're claiming that your brother didn't help you, you had no support. Liar! Liar! Lying alert, liar alert. You had all the support in the world. What are you talking about? You had all the support in the world. You were a patron of Heads Together. And from that interview, you had actually been working for quite a while with mental health.
Considering everything that you boys obviously sadly went through and the trauma that you experienced, you know, I do, particularly with the work within early intervention and things like that I've been doing in the early years, I do think it's incredible how strong and how you've been able to cope, really. And I put that down to your really early years, childhood experience. But also the relationship that you've got. You're amazingly close. Yeah. And yes, you know...
Most of the time.
No, but it's, you know, and some families sadly aren't as lucky as you guys have been, and being able to share things.
But we have been brought closer because of the circumstances as well. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I love this part. I really do. You can clearly see this little video just debunked the book Spare, because you can see clearly they had a good relationship. Catherine talks about the bond they have. You can see the easygoingness. You can see Harry actually looking happy, nothing fake, nothing like, no, he pushed me, I lost my necklace. Don't be a bitch. Women wear necklaces. What is it that men wear? I don't know, but it's not a necklace. Be a man, dude. Be a man, dude. So yeah, it must really burn Meghan Markle's ass. Because Harry here is saying, you, William, you urged me to speak about my mom. We have a strong bond. We have a unique bond. And then Harry goes despair, saying, oh no, we fought all the time. I broke a dog ball because he came and pushed me in my little pearl necklace. Oh, clutch your pearls. Clutch your pearls. You know, it's actually hilarious. I am calling out Invictus games, and I will urge you not to watch it. I didn't actually watch it through Netflix, but I can say where I watched it. But I can't watch it because I'm not going to contribute to the clicks. But what I did do is I clicked the dislike on the Netflix option, because this is Harry exploiting these veterans. Harry is trying to say, I'm a veteran, and I actually saw it today in Talk TV when a guy goes and he's talking about Harry and everything. He goes, oh, but nobody's going to take away the distinguished that he was in Afghanistan. There's a reason why he was called Bunker Harry. Harry never saw action. He referred to enemy combatants as chess pieces. The closest he got to action, and I'm using the term loosely, is when the compound that he was in was attacked. And I think about 11 or 12 SAS bodyguard security forces grabbed this ugly ginger ass and took him to a bunker. Oh, and we hear the reports, oh, he wanted to go out fight. Now, please, Harry, you would have shot your pants, dude. Ah. So that's the closest Harry ever came to action. When the security, when his bodyguards, because yes, Harry went to war with at least 8 or 9 bodyguards. And the bodyguards were chasing him and following him, guarding him inside the compound. Because all of his comrades, all of those fine soldiers in there were not enough to protect Harry. So when these people are now comparing Harry's service to these veterans who have lost limbs, their mental health, the PTSD, it's an embarrassment to these people. I am actually going to do a video with a couple of Marines who are veterans. And then they're talking that Harry was just like them, because this is what he wants to do. We're saving Brand Harry no matter what. And call me just Harry, but every 5 minutes, every time Harry gives a speech, which is pretty much every 5 minutes that he interrupts to be very condescending to these real heroes, the Duke of Hepburn's Harry, Duke of Sussex, appears on the screen. I wonder if they're going to have to re-edit when he loses all the titles. It is 5 episodes of shame. It is 5 episodes of exploitation. And then Meghan Markle, at the heart of Invictus, which is the woman from Ukraine, is when Meghan pops in, interrupting the whole story. And then she gives this useless word salad, and then they continue back in. This is another flop. This is another very cheap stunt of me, wah, 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 lies, 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 lies. And just because of that, I am posting what he said about Heads Together. Just watch the clips here that I'm going to post at the end. Okay? And if you like what you've seen, please like, share, subscribe. Heart of Invictus. Terrible. It's terrible how and you know what? This is what they do. Remember when they did that thing with the suicide teens? Remember that? Do you remember the suicide teens? When they had them at this place that it wasn't their home. And the problem is that people don't want to criticize it because they twist it around and say, oh, you're criticizing that poor organization of suicide teens who are actually doing a very good job. So here, I just want to make clear that I'm not criticizing the veterans. I am criticizing Netflix for exploiting it. Number 2, Heart of Invictus, who lent themselves to this because they are executive producers of this travesty of exploitation. Number 3, how dare you, Harry? You are no veteran. Veteran means that you actually fought, getting on a helicopter and calling your enemy combatant chess pieces, which made it actually harder for the real soldiers on the ground. You've made it harder. You put their lives at risk and even your families. And by the way, the reason why they're called enemy combatants, and I know you probably don't know this because we know that your aide took the exam that helped you at least, or at least very much helped you with the exam for you to get into Sandhurst, because you did not have the grades to get in it. Your whole life has been about being privileged and being helped by others to achieve nothing. The Heart of Invictus is a ripoff of the Warrior Games. That's what the Heart of Invictus is. And it was created not by Harry, but one of his aides came with the idea because Harry was going around aimlessly partying, being naked in Vegas, being racist with his own soldiers. Yes, racist with his own soldiers, to the point that he's the only royal in modern history who was forced to take, get this is priceless, who was forced to take a culture sensitivity seminar because of how racist he was. So they had to rehabilitate his image. And they thought, why not with this? This dude is wandering aimlessly, creating problems for us, and we're going to use our PR machine to turn it around. This is the only thing I'm going to do today. Please don't watch it. Really don't watch it, because you're contributing. I said I didn't watch it through Netflix because I'm not contributing to that. But I did go and give it thumbs down. I watched it through something else. Because this is like watching a child being exploited. I'm comparing it to that. When you're seeing a child being exploited and then you say, I'm going to make money off of that because my brand is down in the shits. My brand is down in the shits. So if I'm going to talk about it, I'm going to talk about her, and then I'm going to compare my plight, which I have none of, to hers, then people are going to feel sorry for me. Because this is why Harry gives a speech every 5 fucking minutes. Just call me Harry, and every time he gives the speech is Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't put the HRH. Because, by the way, spoiler alert, he still has it. People don't get it. He still has it. He just can't use it in public. Okay? So, it's a terrible, terrible thing. It could have been, it's another thing just like Harry and Meghan Markle do. It could have been something. You know? There's that famous song by Roseanne that's it could have been love, but it's over now. It's something like that. Clearly, I don't sing. Heart of Invictus had the potential to be something good about these veterans, their stories, and how they got there. Harry and Meghan were completely unnecessary. And if it had truly been about them, about the Heart of Invictus, Harry and Meghan wouldn't have been there, because Harry, guess what? You have never had PTSD, and you admitted that your trauma was your mother, not any trauma from war, any war trauma, nothing like that. It was your mother's situation, which you dealt with according to everything you said very publicly. What a shame. What a shame of what could have been. And shame on the Invictus Games Foundation. I am going to be seriously campaigning against you, and I'm going to be campaigning towards Heads Together. If you want to help somebody, go and help Heads Together, which is a truly amazing organization. And look at this clip and tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. And if you've liked everything, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, beautiful people. Have a wonderful day. And buy the merch. Go check out the merch.